Happy Monday. Welcome to the sneak preview. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Caleb Boucher.
And today we're discussing two epic 2022 releases, Robert Eggers' Viking epic, The Northman, and Nicolas Cage's meta parody, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Both were insane and weird as fuck, and I can't wait to discuss them. But first, let's see what happened last week in film.
Last week in film.
Two trailers to discuss. First up, the second trailer for Pixar's Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear origin story we didn't know we wanted. Hits theaters June 17th. This second trailer warm you up a little bit on this?
Still no.
Okay. I think this looks exciting. They said that it owes a lot to like 50s sci-fi adventure movies, which sounds exciting. And Zurg looks cool. So I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt.
You know, so I have really low expectations for caused me to really like it. It's happened before.
Yeah, maybe.
It happened with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I did not want that film to happen. I was like, how dare you make this about you fucking assholes. So I went in there like thinking like, oh, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna hate this. Why is everyone liking it? Fuck all you people. And I walked out and went, God, that was the fucking funniest goddamn movie I have seen in a while. Holy shit. So, you know, it could happen. Like I said, it's just really hard for me because I just thought like, oh, you got a perfect trilogy. I don't really need all this backstory on Lightyear that you kind of provided via the actual, you know, the movies and the TV show I watched as a kid. But like I said, I could be wrong. I'm willing, even with films where I'm not looking forward to, I do go in with an open mind and the hope that, hey, they will change my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just going by Pixar's track record here. And they're way more hit than this. So I think this is the odds are for it.
I will say I'm glad Disney hasn't decided to come out of the woodworks and be like, hey, we're putting it on Disney Plus only. Like because I don't know who the fuck at Pixar pissed off Disney. Like it's insane to me.
Yeah, that has been weird. But luckily, this is getting a theater release and it's probably going to be a pretty big hit.
Yeah, especially because like Turning Red, like at first I was like, well, maybe they just don't believe in it. But then I saw the response to Turning Red and I was like, this would have been a big fucking hit had you just put it out in theaters.
Yeah. I think like Onward is the only like Pixar bomb, and that was because it happened right when COVID happened.
Yeah,
but
and
everything else has been really successful.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's what scared Disney. If they were like, because I wouldn't be surprised because you know studio executives are fucking idiots. If they were like, oh well, Onward bomb, so clearly it's like, well, yeah, because of the pandemic. Don't forget the fact that I think it was a big hit on Disney Plus, and yeah, it was very well received. I fucking loved it. I thought Onward was awesome.
Yeah, me too. That's become one of my favorite ones. It's hilarious and it's incredibly heartbreaking, which is just their bread and butter.
yeah, I won't lie. Just because of my own little personal history with my own like kind of like whole biological father and stuff like that. Yep. That ending fucking hit me. I was like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, me too, man. But also like the scene where Guinevere the van is like sent into Valhalla and it's like driving towards the cliff and like a tire blows and it starts galloping every time. I can't stop laughing.
So good. Dude, it was Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, right?
Yeah,
they were fucking great together in that movie.
Yeah, they killed it. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and go into Lightyear with positive thoughts.
I will go in hoping it can change my mind. I can be another Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Funny story with that was the same year that the fucking Star Wars Last Jedi came out. Yeah. That was the movie I went in so goddamn excited for. Like happy, couldn't wait. Because I was like, I really liked Force Awakens. Let's see what you guys got up next. Mm-hmm. And that was the one I walked out extraordinarily pissed off.
I remember that feeling. We were riding a high. Star Wars was awesome again. And we were like, yeah, episode 8, let's do this.
And then Jumanji snuck in there and said, don't worry, guys, we got you.
You didn't know you needed. I got a commemorative glass from Last Jedi when it came out. I was like, I got the pre-order ticket. I got the glass. I was so happy. When the movie was over, I gave the glass away. I didn't want it anymore. That movie fucking hurt.
Yeah, it did. I will go into Lightyear with an open mind and hope that it can change my mind. I'll say that.
Well, this next movie, I think we're all very confident is going to be amazing. We finally got the long-awaited trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi returns to the director's chair for a new Thor adventure, co-starring Natalie Portman, Christian Bale, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's theaters July 8th. I am loving this new lease on life that we've gotten with Thor from Taika Waititi, and this just looks so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it just looks like we're getting more of what we got in Ragnarok, and I can be happy with that. Because Waititi's the only one that, to me, has gotten Thor. He wasn't trying to be Branagh with it. Wasn't trying to be Alan Taylor, who, to me, just felt like he came in, shot a film, and left.
It's kind of what he does.
Yeah. Waititi really gets the character. This looks like more of it. I know there's a lot of people pointing out that like they are being very blatant now with their, hey, let's make it where we're removing characters in shots that clearly look like they have an extra character standing there. And I was like, yeah, they are kind of being more open about that now. They're just like, oh, we don't give a shit. We got you. You're coming. Who did we take away?
They could announce Thor: Love and Thunder the day it's coming out with no marketing whatsoever, and it will still be a colossal hit, and everyone will go see it.
Yes.
They don't need to market shit anymore.
Yeah. I do like, I know I texted you because like, it seems like every time you've been, because it cracks me up, like the amount of times you've been like, really like, I don't think it's coming out, dude. Like there's been no marketing. Like not a week later, a trailer comes out. And I'm like, please keep showing doubt. Cause I keep getting trailers out of it. Cause the moment you show like you have it, you're thinking, you know what? No, it's coming out. AKA The Flash. It definitely is, because you were like, oh, it's coming out this year. Like it looks like it's good. That shit got delayed. So I need less confidence in you.
How could I anticipate Ezra Miller losing his fucking mind in Hawaii twice?
Right.
How could I anticipate that? And in my defense, at the time, it had gone like the longest Marvel had gone with a release without a trailer. And, with pandemic shakeups happening at the time, everyone was still kind of like, what could happen? So it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, but it's just funny that like it's like Marvel hears you every time. It's like, oh, you think we're not coming out with something? Here's a trailer.
Well, going forward, I will be more confident. God damn.
This looks more confident and everything gets fucking delayed again.
I don't know. I highly doubt I'm the linchpin of Hollywood's calendar, but I don't know. Maybe.
It's just really funny to me. Like it's been kind of like a funny thing that's been happening.
I do love that Taika has apparently been consulting with James Gunn over the Guardians of the Galaxy scenes, which is great. And yeah, it just looks entertaining. I'm excited to see Christian Bale as a bad guy. Gore the God Butcher, that kind of name. Sounds like it's going to be quite intense.
Yep. I like the little tease we got of Russell Crowe. It looked like.
Yeah, Zeus going Greek gods. It's gonna be cool to see where this goes. I wonder if we'll have Hercules in the next batch of Avengers.
It's really interesting seeing Marvel open up on like both with like Moon Knight and obviously upcoming Thor: Love and Thunder. Like the cosmic stuff is really opening up more than ever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe here.
It is great. I'm excited to see how Natalie Portman handles a return as some version of Thor with the hammer that looks like, reforged. So be interesting to see where that goes.
Well, what I love too is like, now that we've had the multiverse stuff happening, we are, as as everyone should know, we're fucking about to get Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness here. Like, it's almost like now, like that, all that wondering of like, how are they going to have it to be, or, Natalie Portman's Thor, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? Like, how the fuck are we getting there?
Yeah.
Multiverse, as soon as like Spider-Man No Way Home came out and Loki came out, now it's like, oh, this is how. This explains literally every movie going forward now.
I thought that too, but I think considering the way Mjolnir looks like it's been, put back together after Hela destroyed it. I think that is the Jane Foster we knew from the first two Thors. I think it's the same Jane. I'm interested to see how they weave her back into the story.
Okay. I did notice Gamora, real quick thing of characters, was not in the Guardians crew.
No.
I caught that. I was like, oh shit, Gamora's not there anymore. I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, when we last left her, she was a version of Gamora from 2014 who never met the Guardian. So she,
yeah, but
Quill's going to be hunting her.
Yeah, but we also know she's going to be in the third movie.
Yeah.
So I did like when he was like, you just got to make sure you cling to the people you love the most. And you like trying to look over Thor and his face pops up.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I cannot wait.
I like that we're going to get a montage of Fat Thor losing his weight.
Reminded me of Mr. Incredible, like lifting trains and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. Yeah, I think I love the selection of Sweet Child of Mine as the music. The music's always great with this stuff. They have like just an endless expensive count now.
Yeah, again, like ever since to me, Marvel and I know I said like Thor and having Waititi put his stamp on it, but really ever since Marvel has okay directors put their stamp on it, really beginning with the Russos when they did Captain America Winter Soldier. Like ever since then, to me, is when the MCU went from being like really good to fucking great. Like getting these directors that are still very much making an MCU film, but they're putting a stamp on it. They're having their signature flair of their vision added to it. To me, has just made these films so much better.
Oh yeah, well, I like seeing kind of a flavor with each distinct character, and you get a good director to do that. And you've got, just a good assortment of spices that work together even better. It's been great. And just, with all the success they've had, they've been able to take risks on some, people who kind of come to them with an idea, and they're more willing to green light kind of crazier shit as we've seen recently. So I'm excited to just keep enjoying this. It's wonderful. We're in the, third decade of Marvel movies.
I think so, yeah. And then like the fact that like now they're really looking to tackle horror. I mean, you got Multiverse of Madness being directed by Sam Raimi. You got Blade reboot coming out. Like the fact that they're like, okay, what genre have we not done yet? Ooh, we haven't done horror. Yeah, let's do that.
You got that Werewolf by Night special they're doing in October.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in a good spot.
You could argue Moon Knight is like pretty fucking dark at times for an MCU show. Like they are much more willing to experiment more than ever.
Oh yeah, love that. I think they got a Marvel Zombies thing planned. I remember reading about that. So they got that coming out, and we saw a bit of that on What If, and that got dark as shit. Yeah, I was really surprised at how hardcore that was.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. And yeah, they can confirm a whole like spinoff dedicated to Marvel Zombies. And I mean, again, I'm really surprised how quick they're making What If canon, like how quick they are, because we're getting fucking Zombie Strange and Doctor Strange. And I've heard we're getting Zombie Wanda. I don't think I've seen her in the trailer, but I've heard rumors that she's popping up too.
Dude, I am so I know we're all completely unprepared for what we're going to get in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What we're going to see is going to blow our fucking minds.
I'm just glad that this film so far has not been nearly as spoiled as Spider-Man. I don't know what the fuck Sam Raimi and Feige are doing this time to keep things quiet, but much better job than they did with Spider-Man.
I think they let Patrick Stewart say he was in the movie, and everyone just latched onto that, so they're not paying attention to all the other shit they've been sweeping under the rug over here.
That's true. Feige's like, look, if we tell them this one thing, we get their focus away, and then we don't say shit about anything else, no one will know.
I'm holding out hope for a Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider cameo.
Oh, that'd be so great. I'm curious because I didn't even click until now, but Moon Knight will end literally the week that film comes out, and I wonder if there's going to be some kind of tie-in.
That does not feel like a coincidence.
I was like, because I was like, I remember when I was like, I didn't pick it up on it at first, but then when I was like doing my math of like when the show ends, aka just looking at the fucking weeks ahead, I was like, holy shit, it ends the Wednesday before Doctor Strange comes out, and technically Doctor Strange comes out Thursday night. Is there going to be a fucking tie-in? Maybe
it's MCU canon, I assume. I mean, we haven't really gotten anything to chat like any connectors, but it's Marvel Studios. It's their shit. So like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and they've only released the credits episodes 1 through 4, so they're keeping shit hidden for 5 and 6, and they did it with Hawkeye where they were including, fucking Kingpin to show like, hey, look, the Daredevil stuff's back, and then we got the really cool fucking Daredevil cameo and Spider-Man. So I don't know if they're doing something.
Yeah, all that shit's been,
and they're dealing with God.
That's true. I don't know, maybe Khonshu's gonna show up and piss somebody off.
Maybe. Or maybe it may not be a tease for Doctor Strange, but for Thor Love and Thunder now that the trailer came out.
Maybe. Or Miss Marvel, could tie into, it could set up anything.
Or to really fuck with us, nothing at all.
There's also the possibility, because I remember them saying that Moon Knight is kind of an isolated thing. But we'll see how honest that is, because Marvel's lied to us quite frequently in the past few years.
They've blatantly lied to us in trailers.
Yeah. Well, Thor comes out July 8th, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Moving on, the official title for Fast and Furious 10 has been revealed. The film will be called Fast X. Also, Charlize Theron and Sung Kang are returning, as well as everyone else who doesn't have anything better to do.
That isn't The Rock. I'm sorry. He's not coming back, guys.
Yeah, Dwayne's got anything else to do.
He does not like Vin Diesel because, Vin felt the need to pull in a dead buddy's children into the fucking mix.
Yeah. And that was mid-beef. That wasn't pre-beef. That wasn't the cause of the beef. That was another layer of beef.
Yeah, like the beef was already cooked. It was steaming. And then it got reheated in the microwave with that.
The beef has become such a part of pop culture now. There was a reference to it in Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Oh, yeah.
This is just... so they're going to have to make do.
I was about to say, it was about to die down until literally Vin Diesel did that fucking dumbass Instagram post. And again, used Paul Walker, who is dead, for those who don't know, children, involved them in it. And I'm like, what did you how did you think he was going to fucking respond to that?
It's very strange. He keeps reigniting this shit. I mean, Johnson's he left the franchise. He said, all love to everyone involved in that franchise. Do your thing. I'm doing Black Adam. I'm good. But Vin just will not let this go. It's weird.
Yeah. It's like he really does believe that family thing, it's not a movie thing to him, it's life.
No, I think like on the set of like Fast 6 or something, he got struck by lightning and he believes he's Dom Toretto. I would not be surprised in the slightest if that came out. But yeah, Fast X is coming out, I think 2023. Part 1 of a 2-part finale.
Yeah.
So enjoy. I don't know when Charlize Theron became this series' Blofeld, but here we are.
Look, this is how I feel. I like the earlier ones because at this point it's just a nostalgic thing to watch. It's a quaint thing to watch the first couple of films. I enjoyed it when The Rock came on board and became big and dumb. Yeah, they weren't like, they're not winning any Oscars, but it's like Transformers. It was just big, dumb, and loud. And I was like, okay, sure, I'm enjoying it. The moment we both saw Fast 9 together. I'm sorry. F9, the Fast Saga. Excuse me. But I remember it was very evident that you take The Rock out, you take the Viagra out of the franchise, it ain't that good anymore. It's quite flaccid.
Yeah.
It's a series that takes itself way too fucking seriously with Vin Diesel.
Yep. He thought John Cena was going to be the franchise Cialis. Didn't work out like that.
No. And clearly, it's not because Cena isn't talented enough. I've seen Peacemaker. That man is hilarious.
Yes.
I don't think he gave a shit.
Yeah, this is a paycheck gig if there ever was one. So Charlize, keep making that green, and we'll see you when you get your next Oscar nomination.
Yeah, I did look. Fast X 2-part finale. What the fuck are they going to call this last one?
I don't know. And you know what? Frankly, I don't care. I'm out.
I hear more. No, at this point, I'm finishing. Like, I have made it way too far to not finish. But I gotta say, the titles cracked me up.
Trying to think of there's got to be a pun there with the Viagra, and you got to finish. There's got to be something there.
You keep reaching there, bud.
We'll figure it out.
Just halfway through the episode, you yell out what you figure out, with no context. Or like next week's episode, just no context. You're like, aha!
Well, it is funny that like this, there's that whole thing like if you're taking Viagra and the erection does not cease, call a doctor. Well, apparently this erection is continuing until like 2025, and it's not going down.
Is it an erection though? I really feel like it got limp real fast once The Rock left.
It got limp, but Vin is still shoving that thing in. It's not up to us at this point.
And he keeps hiring people that are like very much like you would identify as being similar to The Rock. Like he's like, hey, another wrestler turn actor, John Cena, got him. Hey, someone that looks like he could be fucking his cousin. Yeah, Jason Momoa, got him.
There's the possibly Samoan giant guy.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, sure.
Yeah. I'm like,
I guarantee you that's exactly his thought process.
I'm like, why does he keep doing this?
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to see who's in 11. Trying to think who's Rock adjacent that hasn't been cast in this yet.
Who's Rock? Dave Bautista.
I think he'll say no.
He will say no. He gets better offers.
What's Randy Couture up to these days?
Stone Cold still acting?
Maybe. You combine them, I feel like you get kind of a Rock looking dude. Maybe both of them. That's so stupid.
I mean, look, it's literally like he lost The Rock. He's like trying to fill the gap with each movie. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh man. Speaking of Momoa, Jason Momoa is in talks to star in a Minecraft movie because it was only a matter of time. Jared Hess, director of Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite, is going to be directing the film. And we're getting a Minecraft movie.
So supposedly this has been announced. This has been in development for like 5 or more years with various directors attached and then left, attached again and left.
All right, well, that's the latest combo.
Yeah, so this is like literally the latest set of directors, the latest set of casting news. If it happens, cool. I mean, we're seeing the boom in video game adaptations thanks to Sonic big time. I would say Minecraft current work, but there are comics that current work. There are fucking billion-dollar franchises right now. So we'll see.
I feel like it would have a similar plot to the Lego movie, and maybe that's why it hasn't been made yet. But, you get Aquaman involved, and maybe it'll work.
Then you get the ladies, and then they get really disappointed when they find out it's probably going to be animated and you only hear Momoa's voice. You don't get full Momoa.
How in the hell would this be a live-action movie? Like, how is that even possible?
Some women would think. I say, I'm not trying to be sexist here. Some people would think that. Someone out there's gonna be, oh, Momoa, it's gonna be live action, right? It's like, no, you're not getting the whole Momoa. You're not even getting 50 cents worth of Momoa. You're getting his voice and only his voice.
I never played Minecraft, so I don't care. But maybe, if it works, it works. If not, well, I'll wait till the next person's announced.
Yeah, I mean, if this is finally what goes through, cool. If not, okay. Like I said, they've had this in development for like over 5 years at this point.
Yeah. Next up, it's been announced that John Carpenter and his son Cody will be scoring the upcoming Firestarter remake set for release next month. Did not know that. Now I'm even more excited for Firestarter.
Yeah, they I think they had it kind of like snuck in the announcement when they first talked about the movie, and then they just kept it quiet. And I think they were just re-saying it, like, "Oh, hey, by the way, like if you guys forgot, they're scoring, and here's some of the music from the movie." But as I think as I stayed on the James Bond was when I threw that bombshell at you. I don't listen to scores until the movie comes out, so I have not listened to the release score. I will not listen to it. I'm waiting to hear Carpenter's majestic beauty of music when Firestarter comes on. I'm sitting in the theater watching it.
Well, I saw that they are also releasing like a special edition vinyl of the soundtracks. That probably was why they announced Carpenter's involvement again. But I missed it the first time, so I didn't know that. And I haven't listened to the music either. I'm curious, but I also kind of want to hear it in context first.
Like I said, I think it was a really like quiet thing. Like they were like, I think they kind of said it, but then there was like they weren't really confident. We were like, I think Carpenter's involved in this, but not. So I think this was them really saying like, hey, Carpenter's involved with the movie. He scored our movie.
That's so cool.
Yeah, well, he's been more open about possibly returning to direct. If a script so fancies him, if he has an idea that fancies him, so. But he's been quite rejuvenated thanks to Halloween 2018 and seeing Stu, because for anyone who doesn't know, like the reason he kind of, I know you probably know, he kind of stopped. He was really burnt out with the studios. There's a lot of his later films that, well, I think they're really good. There's a good chunk that are really good. A lot of studio meddling, a lot of studio interference, and it really burnt him the fuck out. So he said, "Fuck it, I'm done." Add that to the fact that his longtime partner and I think at one point girlfriend Deborah Hill had passed away, and he said, "Hey, I'm done. I'm just not doing this anymore." It sounds like I think with seeing him being able to actually collaborate like he wants to with studios again, especially with people like Blumhouse and whatnot, and the people involved with Firestarter, he seems to have a lot more rejuvenation to want to come out and start doing stuff. So he's scoring a lot more nowadays, which is why we see him on Halloween, creating Firestarter, and he's kind of hinted that he might be interested in directing something if something good would have come his way or an idea will hit him.
Well, I imagine, Jason Blum, like so many of us, probably grew up watching Carpenter's movies. So he has the actual respect for John Carpenter as a filmmaker, which those studios in the 70s and 80s just kept shitting on his ideas and forcing him to do shit he didn't want to do. And yeah, I can imagine, having to deal with that throughout your entire career would make you incredibly disillusioned. So I'm glad that if that's true, that Blumhouse has kind of given him an opportunity to kind of look at the way he's able to do things again. I would love him to come back to directing films. I would love to see what Carpenter's got, after I think it's been 10 years since his last movie.
The Ward came out in like 2007 or 8, I thought.
All right, so it's been a while.
I think. I'll look it up. We'll fact check. Don't worry. No. But yeah, no, I would. When it comes to like, I mean, and you know how much like he means to me. I know I know we've talked extensively about it, but him and Craven always been like my two like just golden gods in a way of horror directing. Like these guys, they were. I'll say were in the past instance. In one case, unfortunately, Craven has left us, and the other he just hasn't directed in a long ass time. But they were to me some of the best when it came to horror directing. I would actually say I'd put Carpenter maybe a little bit above Craven. Like the guy's skill at directing, what he was able to pull off, but even then it's hard for me to really say that because what Craven did was so different from what Carpenter did. Both just excelled. Even like I said, even the stuff where like they kept meddling with them and kept messing with them, and like they still won't leave them alone. Like I know obviously two biggest ones were The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China. Those are still some of the best fucking movies. Like he in his filmography, in my opinion, like they are top tier movies. And I need to watch Prince of Darkness and At the Mouth of Madness. But I hear those are two more that the studio kept coming in and like just wouldn't leave him alone. But like they have a fucking following, those two, because at the end of the day, his direction shined through the most.
I think the Carpenter's so important to my development as a film fan too. The Thing and Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York. These are Mount Rushmore films. Like these are just unreal. I still have to see Vampires, which I've heard was decent. Memoirs of an Invisible Man, which I've heard was not great, but Chevy Chase kind of poisons the well a lot.
Yeah, he does. As we learn on Nothing But Trouble and Beyond the Bed, go back and listen to that episode to hear all about Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
I did it. I called back.
Good work. But yeah, I've always had nothing but respect for Carpenter, and I think I like his music more than I like his direction. Actually, like what he does with music is fucking unique and wonderful and wild. And his worst movie has the best music. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's hard because his music is so fucking good.
Yeah. Like I don't like Ghosts of Mars very much, but that music is fucking lit.
His music's good in that movie. The two there's one I need to rewatch because it's been years I've seen it, and luckily I own both of them because I took advantage of the birthday sale that Screen Factory was doing recently. I need to rewatch They Live. It's been fucking years since I've seen it. On the sale I picked up the 4K of it, and then I also picked up the Fog because that's one I've always been meaning to watch.
Fog.
And I feel like it's right up my alley, and I'm going to love it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll blind buy it and watch it.
I keep a list of like films that I've seen, and I chart them and all that. And I made it a point when I got to my 2000th film to make it The Fog because I wanted it to be special, and I'd never seen The Fog. So I put on The Fog, and I was like, this is what have I been all these wasted years. This is such a great movie. It's so fucking creepy. It's one of the coolest ghost movies. It's such a great premise, epic cast, scary music.
Jamie Lee Curtis reteaming with them and fucking Tom motherfucking Atkins.
Yes.
That guy is a badass. And he can fight me on.
I think Janet Leigh's in that too.
Is she? I would have to relook it. I'd have to relook. I do remember reading about that, Janet Leigh being in it.
Yeah. The Fog's great. They Live is such a funny, crazy movie. I love that. I love Roddy Piper, and it's got one of the greatest movie quotes of all time. We all know what it is.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen it because I remember being a kid and my dad was watching it on TV, and I was like, "Dad, what are you watching?" He's like, "Oh, They Live. It's a great movie." So I want to sit down and watch it. I remember watching it with them, but it was literally years because I remember the trash can like fucking 5-10 minute long fight scene. Never ends.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah, we got to do that on this. We haven't done a lot of Carpenter. We've early on in the show's run on Filmgazm, we were doing Carpenter. We did Halloween and The Thing and Escape from New York. We haven't done Big Trouble. We haven't done The Fog. We haven't done They Live. We got to do this shit.
We do. Actually, I have the 4K supposed to come in next month of Escape coming in.
Nice. I got the limited edition steelbooks of Assault and The Thing, and I've got a really nice Shot Factory version of Escape from New York. These are films I want to have the best versions of. I feel like I owe it to John Carpenter almost.
Oh, dude. So when like Shout announced like a big 4K thing they're doing for me, like all these movies they had, but they're upgrading them 4K. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, Escape. And I was looking at my collection. I was like, I'm going to pre-order Escape. I was like, let me also get Shout's The Thing and Big Trouble. So then I have the trifecta years filmography all in one company of Carpenter and Kurt Russell. So I fucking love all three goddamn films they did in that era. I know they eventually did Escape from LA also, but as far as like that era, that period was fucking stellar.
Oh yeah. I can talk about Carpenter all day. My cousin was commenting on he watched The Thing, and we were talking, and as we were talking, I started to realize that he had actually watched the 2011 version of The Thing, and he was praising it, and I almost punched him. I was like, no, wrong.
Don't you dare
do better.
Carpenters or nothing at all.
How dare you? Yeah, I got heated. It was like What's happening right now?
It's like, how dare you? Look at this one from the 80s. Carpenter, Russell, practical effects. Need I say more?
Wanted to grab him and be like, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better. Teach. You got shit to learn, kid.
Oh my God. Don't you dare praise that abomination of a 2011 movie.
Ugh. So yeah, we got Carpenter returning to do Firestarter. Very excited about that. Oh, fucking Christine. Forgot about Christine. We didn't shout that one out.
Oh my God, he did do a Stephen King one. Yes, Christine, great movie.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Oh my God. Yeah, I like how this really just became a Carpenter love fest. But yes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Anytime you mention his name, all of a sudden you just want to start talking about some of your favorite movies.
Yes. Dude, I'm telling you, you know how I was the day you told me the sad news of Wes Craven and you broke that to me.
Oh, I don't even want to think about what'll.
Also, you know how I'll be the day that I'm going to be inconsolable.
Yeah, I don't want to. No, Carpenter's going to live forever. We all know it.
Yes, he better make us. I hope he is rejuvenated enough to make at least one more movie for us.
I hope he is like just dumping all of his knowledge of filmmaking and music making into his son.
Well, clearly he is, because his son does music with them.
He does music, but I also hope he's teaching him like, and this is how you direct a shot. Like just randomly just talking to him about it. Oh,
I would love like his son gets like tries to get an attitude. And he's like, I've done Halloween. What have you done? He just keeps throwing a random movie at him.
It's like, well, why don't we call my old friend Mike? He calls Nick Castle. It's like, hey, why don't you tell my son? I would pull that card all the time.
Right? I'm sorry, you mouthing off? Hold on. I'm calling Snake Plissken right now. Hey, Kurt, want to talk to my son real quick?
Dude, what if when Cody and like, I don't know if he's got any other kids, but like when they were young, what if like to get them to behave, he would literally call up like Nick Castle and Kurt Russell, have them show up in character and like discipline his kids? That would be fucking awesome.
No, he got Roddy Piper in there.
Kid's not eating his vegetables. Roddy Piper shows up with a shotgun and sunglasses. And it's like, what are you doing there, kid? Oh my God.
Listen, kid, I came here to kick gas and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of bubble gum.
I would do that all the time. My God. It's beautiful. Oh, all right. Anyway, we're very excited that Carpenter's back in the spotlight, so to speak.
Yes, it may not be directing, but hey, I will fucking take him doing music. I will fucking take it.
I was not expecting to hear his dulcet tones when I saw Studio 666, and that was a nice bonus.
I love that cameo. That was great.
Yeah, he's got such a like. The second the music came on, I had a moment of like, wait a minute. I know those tones. There's no way. And it came up music by John Carpenter. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is going to be better than I thought.
Did you hear what Dave Grohl, how they pulled that off?
Yeah, I guess his son was a fan, right?
His son was, because I guess he also does like solo stuff music wise.
Mm-hmm.
So occasionally do stuff without his dad. He opened for Foo Fighters once. Like Foo Fighters put him on and let him open. So they were like, hey, we want to get someone like horror legend in this movie. We're like, how about we try John Carpenter? And so Dave Grohl called him, and Carpenter literally went, no, you help my son out. I'll do whatever you want. What's up?
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I think I remember you told me about this. That's
yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
See, that's why it pays to be nice guys, like nice guy Dave.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Life's quick.
Yeah, be like Dave Grohl and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Yeah, if you're nice, you can get favors from John Carpenter.
Yes. Also, if you see Dave Grohl, you need to give him a hug because he's sad, Dave.
Yeah. Moving on. Sony Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has been delayed to June 2023. Also, the part 1 has been scrubbed from the title, but Sony assures us it is still part 1 of an epic 2-part story. So yeah, we're not getting Across the Spider-Verse till 2023. Shit.
Yeah, Sony clearly doesn't know what they're doing. I was quite sad to see that I have to wait another fucking year for this movie. I am glad they get rid of the part one. I'm actually really sick and tired of having part one in my fucking title.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Just stop. Like it worked worked very well for Harry Potter. It did. But the fact that it became a thing after that with every goddamn movie, like just come up with a new title for your next movie. How's that sound, huh?
You know what really, really bugs me? John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3 - Parabellum. That really bugs me. I don't like it.
I wish they just called it Chapter 3.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Or just, John Wick 3 Parabellum. I could have worked with that too.
Or even just John Wick Parabellum, just have subtitles.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I've been thinking about that for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, because what are they calling the next one? Are they going to just call it Chapter 4? Or are they coming up with a snazzy subtitle?
I don't know. I'm honestly afraid. I don't know. I'm like,
I'm already mad that I'm waiting. I'm already mad that I have to wait till next year for a film that I really wanted this year. And now I have to wait longer to see what they title this.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it took a while for the first one to be. I think it took a few years for the first one, so I bet they're running behind probably. So they want to make this look as refined as possible.
I was supposed to say the animation's very unlike what we see in other stuff. You know what I mean? Like this is not typical animated like film animation. So I get that's more likely. Like you said, they were like, I'm sure they came up with like, hey, we need more time to make sure this animation's good. So they're like, all right, we'll give it to you. It's just like I said, it always sucks when this happens because it's literally like John Wick Chapter 4 delayed. Damn it. The new Spider-Man delayed. God damn it. Like, stop it. But I am, like I said, if it's to give them more time to continue with the animation style, sweet. I'm really glad they dropped the part one out of the title. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd much rather get a delayed good movie than a rushed final product that doesn't hold up. So, take your time.
Yeah.
Finally, no, wait, we got a couple more things. My mistake.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know. It happens. This pissed me off. I was so upset about this. Karyn Kusama's Dracula project has officially been scrapped, with both Kusama and Miramax citing creative differences, which is Hollywood code word for we don't like it. Fuck off.
Yeah. I'm getting worried because The Invisible Man was really like the jump start, the kickstart that the universe wants, especially after universe was so fucking ignorantly where it's like horror doesn't make money at the box office, so our Mummy movie is not going to be horror. And then that flop just for the Mummy to fucking explode onto the scene. Oh, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, Jesus Christ, to explode on
there for a minute. Like it didn't do that well.
No, I thought I was like, wait a minute, but yes, for the Invisible Man to do really great, right? And show that no horror is what, especially for a horror fucking franchise, because the original films are all horror.
No.
Yeah, that's what's going to take off. That's what people want to see with these characters. And I was really excited at the possibilities that were happening and all the different announcements. And while this doesn't sound like one of the ones that Blumhouse was directly working on, because it said Miramax and them, still sad to see like this kind of die.
Well, I do want to read out the plot idea that they were going with here, and I got to say it doesn't sound great. Set in contemporary Los Angeles, the movie was supposed to follow Mina Harker, the main female character in Dracula, and her relationship with a modern version of Jonathan Harker named Vladimir. No, I don't want a contemporary Dracula. I want Dracula. I want the book. We've talked about this when we did Dracula 31 on Filmgazm a few weeks ago. Like, why? I had faith in Karyn. I thought she was going to pull this off, but no, she was going to go in a completely terrible direction. So maybe it's a good thing this movie got squashed.
Look, you just need to admit that Dracula 31 is a fantastic piece of art. That's what you need to admit.
I got no beef with Dracula. I just think it's kind of boring. But I acknowledge its significant impact on pop culture history. I've never not.
It's okay to have a wrong opinion, but
I'm just tired of them trying to, like Dracula, but this. Like, no, but this. Just give me fucking Dracula.
well, they probably won't have to do that if it wasn't the most adapted fucking character for the past 100 years.
And yet they've never fucking gotten it right. So get it right one time. And
Also,
then
even the BBC show I watched, that was like 3 episodes. They were doing great until that last episode. And I was like, this fucking was a terrible ending to a pretty solid first 2 episodes. But I mean, yeah, like I said, there's still plenty of Dracula content coming out. Like I said, this isn't part of like the Blumhouse Universal partnership. So as far as I know, their announced Dracula adaptation still in the works, still on the pipeline for whenever they want to do it. And we still got Renfield coming out.
Renfield, I'm excited about because I know that's not going to be a traditional Dracula. That's just going to be some, having fun with it. I'm okay with that. I would like some updates on Blumhouse's monster movies. Like, is that Wolfman still going down? Like, I was excited about that.
As far as I know, that stuff's still going out. I would like Blumhouse to just have a day where they're like, hey, all Universal stuff, it's still happening. We obviously got delayed with the pandemic, slowed down a lot of our pre-production stuff, but it is moving forward.
Taking it back to Carpenter, it'd be so cool if Blumhouse finally gave him the chance to do Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I am like erect at the thought.
Down boy. But I think, wouldn't that be just perfect? I mean, he's been planning this for years. He's written the script many times.
What if that's why he's been having these old man grumblings of wanting to potentially direct again? What if they have approached him already? And he was like, okay.
Oh, that would be amazing. Well, here's hoping. I really enjoyed the Invisible Man. I want to see more in that vein with the Universal monster adaptations. I really hope they don't fall apart.
Yeah, I wonder if I hope it's not like them just like putting it on hold to like finish up fucking Halloween, and then they're like, okay, now we're done with that. We'll move on back to the Invisible, to the Universal stuff. I hope that's not what's happening, because you can do both, Blumhouse. Like, let's just be honest here.
Yeah, well, I hope they figure it out. Finally, horror director Declan O'Brien has suddenly passed away at 56 years old. O'Brien was the director of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th films in the Wrong Turn franchise, as well as Joyride 3, Roadkill, and Sharktopus. No cause of death has been disclosed. I know you're a fan of the Wrong Turn franchise, and you told me this information, so that was a bummer.
Yeah. Well, I just got Bloody Disgusting. And it said director, long-term director, Declan O'Brien. I was like, what, he's doing a Wrong Turn? And I looked and I was like, oh my God, no, that is not what I was. Okay. Yeah, there was no cause of death. He was 56. They just announced it. I know some people, some people obviously make the joke that his filmography wasn't that great anyway, but he left a mark on a still ongoing horror franchise, regardless of its placement in the Pantheon. And of his 3, I'm actually kind of partial to the 4th one. I think that one's actually kind of fun. He left his mark. He seemed to be really enjoying it. He was clearly passionate about the Wrong Turn franchise to return for 3 films and do them like that. So it's still a loss. He made his mark on horror. It's a sad loss. I think they said he has 3 kids.
Oh man.
So, not something I was expecting to hear. And I will say he'll be missed in the horror genre. At the end of the day, say we were with the Wrong Turn franchise, you're still fucking talking about the Wrong Turn franchise.
Yeah, it's a shame. Anybody who is able to make something, I admire. So, rest in peace, man. Sorry you had to go so young. All right, with that, it's time to talk Shudder film. Virus 32. How was this?
Not bad actually. So I know you're probably thinking that's not the best title. Sounds like something you'd find back in the good old days of perusing those Hollywood videos or blockbuster aisles, and you see those really surely tired horror films, and you're like, maybe I'll try this one tonight. Or when you're perusing Netflix and you keep going down way too far down into the horror section. For those who are a little more hip today's time. But with that, the reason it's called that is because the plot of this film is a virus breaks out in Uruguay, because I believe that's where this film is from. It's a Spanish film. I want to say Uruguay. And the 32 comes in the fact that they're not zombies. It like makes people aggressively, like just aggressive to up here. Like they are just going after people that aren't infected and killing them mercilessly.
Huh. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Shut up.
I think I saw that one about 28 days ago.
But the catch is that after they, brutally kill someone or beat them, they have 32 seconds where they just stop. And it's like they have to recharge. Which actually created like a lot of really good suspenseful moments. Like there's one scene where they're trying to get out of the building and their exit is literally filled with these things, right? These infected people. But something happens where they start attacking and then they stop and they have 32 seconds to get through this fucking hallway amidst all these frozen fucking infected. So there's a lot of really cool scenes. The people we're following is this estranged couple due to an event that gets explained later on. But dad has to go do something, so he says like, hey, you need to watch our daughter. Even though you decided to pick up this extra shift at the security thing, I gotta go do this. So she takes the daughter with her to work her night security work when this outbreak happens, or as it's happening. We kind of see snippets of it. They do the fun trick that I'm so psyched for, where you kind of see it happening in the background and the characters don't realize what's going on. That is happening throughout. Again, I'll say it's still a really effective trick to use. I'm for it. And then as the night goes on, eventually they get separated in the building. She has to get her daughters and they have to get out. So that, like any other film this type, escape is the plot line of the film. With that said, not bad. It was actually pretty, like, I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of really creepy scenes. I'll say it, warning for those who love animals. If you love your cat, they don't hold back in a certain scene with a cat.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, for those who are cat owners, look at your cat lovingly when he's not trying to be a dick to you. I can say that because I have both cat and dog. So, yeah, there's a gnarly scene where like she's hiding from one and like the cat is moving and is making noise, and you see this dude's hand like out of nowhere grab the cat and fling it across the room through a glass door.
Jesus.
And I'm like, gee, I was literally watching it, and I'm watching in my bedroom, right? So I'm on my bed. My own cat is like snuggled up on me as this happens. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And he my cat is like, whoa, what's going on? And then it doesn't end there. He goes to it and beats it against the ground so it dies. It's pretty brutal. But with that said, if you're looking for a good foreign film, that no, it's not breaking the mold in any way, but it offers a neat little hook. It delivers on that hook, and it's still for the most part a fun little movie. You can't go wrong with this. I give it a pretty solid 8 out of 10, honestly.
Okay, interesting. I'll throw out the book as always, and one day maybe we'll do it on Filmgazm.
Not bad. With that though, I'll say it right now, don't expect a Shudder film next week. Shudder is smartly taking a break to give us the season premiere of The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. So if anything, I'll just give a report on how that season opener went and what 2 movies he showed, if anything.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. The Northman. Robert Eggers' third film after The Witch and The Lighthouse. Hat trick. This was fucking crazy. I don't see a lot of Viking movies, and I like how there's not really any heroes. Everyone's kind of a psycho because it was the Vikings. There weren't really good guys. It was just, whatever rape and plunder you could get from the next kingdom was yours.
Yeah. Well, that was one review on YouTube I like. And immediately I was like, I don't know what you think of Vikings back then, but he said it took him a while to get used to it. Of like, oh, this is our good guy, because you have that whole scene where like, he escapes his village getting plundered, and then literally the next scene is him plundering a village. Yeah. And he was like, do I really have to follow this guy? Like, and he goes, well, back then that's what it was like. I was like, no offense, I didn't have that issue. Like, I went going like, this is a Viking movie, way different time period back then than it is today. So like, yeah, of course our hero's going to plunder. Like, he has to survive somehow.
Yeah, it's he's got hate and vengeance in his heart, so he's not exactly fucking knight in shining armor here. He's just the lesser of two evils.
Yes, and you do see him dole it down as the film goes. Like, that's kind of like the whole thing of the film is like you see him he learns kindness.
Yeah, but in the end, he does choose vengeance, and we'll get to that.
Yeah,
it's the cast is all exemplary here. Alexander Skarsgård really commits to this just vengeful, what's his name? Hamlet. And if you think that sounds a lot like Hamlet, yeah, that's not an accident. The story is very similar, almost identical to Hamlet. And I found out.
Oh, I was going to say that's because Edgar's has admitted this is a Viking Hamlet.
Yep. Well, it's based on the Viking parable that Shakespeare based Hamlet on. So it's going back to the well, which immediately made me think Shakespeare's a fucking hack. Original my ass. Anyway, he's just ripping off the Vikings. But yeah, so kid is the son of a king, and king's brother kills the king, takes over the kingdom. He escapes, and it's like, I'm going to come back and fuck this guy up one day. The beginning with Ethan Hawke as king, it's going to be tough to say these names just right off the bat.
As the king. As the king.
Yeah, King Orvindal War Raven.
You have fun trying to say these names. I'm coming up with fun names, so I know.
Good for you. He was intense. Ethan Hawke, just like, you just felt this like potent rage in this guy. The whole opening of it, you're like, this guy's seen some shit and he is not done.
No. Even his entrance, he doesn't quickly hug his like wife and stuff. He's like, does the whole king thing of holding out his hand.
Yeah.
Like, hello, honey. Hello, son. And then he breaks him on to say hi to his son properly. But
yeah, it's very much, he's a cold, distant father and husband. He's a king first. And we meet his brother, Fjolnir, the brotherless. I love that they call him that because he fucking killed his brother.
Yeah, I love how back then, like they used names as a way to insult you, but it became like official titles to call you by.
Yeah, it's like if you own that shit, it's yours. But yeah, there's this weird scene towards the beginning when Ethan Hawke and his kid are like being like wolves, and Defoe is like, your fate is fixed and all that. It's so odd, and you just got to accept. It's Robert Eggers. If you've seen The Witch, if you've seen The Lighthouse, you're not in for a traditional narrative.
No,
and just go with it.
Yeah, I was saying this was the thing. Like, all those scenes were some of my favorite. Like, I was really entranced by all the scenes around campfires and them getting ready. Like, I know we'll get to, but like when they were getting ready to pillage that village, like I just said that, and they were doing the like getting into berserker mode. That was such a great scene.
That scene actually made me rethink some shit in my current book and made me think like I could probably do better. I was like, that's fucking cool. Just getting amped up to be berserkers, just howling at the moon, like, worshiping Fenris and just being like, we're fucking wolves. Like, god damn.
We're gonna fuck that village up.
Dude, when they go to the village and Skarsgård fucking catches the spear and throws it back, I audibly went, fuck. It overtook me.
Yeah, I love how they're trying to be sneaky, and the moment it breaks, they don't give a shit. They're like, okay, whatever, we're going in. We're going all in, boys.
And we watch our hero just like let a house full of women and children burn. Like that's our hero.
I love, he does not care. I love how Eggers films a lot of these scenes, both this scene and then the initial betrayal scene, and when he's trying to escape as a kid.
Yeah.
I like how the guy who gets his nose cut off becomes a fucking player later on in the movie.
Yeah. His cinematographer is Yaron Blasky, and he also did The Lighthouse and The Witch. So he's his guy. Like,
he's a goddamn good cinematographer, and God, I'm listening to y'all's Lighthouse episode right now. I have like 30 minutes left, maybe less. Well, not right now, we're recording, but as I was going about my day,
it'd be hilarious if like right now you just got another podcast going off to the side. Right. You're only hearing me in one ear.
Just half listening to you right now. But I know, like, Eggers, he got nominated for Lighthouse or did he get nominated for cinematography for Lighthouse?
Yaron Blasky did for The Lighthouse, yeah.
Okay. Keep nominating him, because holy fuck. Like, this guy knows how to fucking light a goddamn movie every single time.
This movie I hope it makes a splash at the Oscars. This thing is unique. It's, cinematography, costume design, several performance nominations. I mean, good Lord, makeup. How do you set design? This screenplay,
because that, like, the commitment to authenticity in the dialogue of how they spoke back then, like, fuck me.
Dude, when Skarsgård screams like, I am the son of King Wolfraven and I am his vengeance. Jesus.
Yeah.
You just get like, you're just on his, like, you want to see him fuck these people up.
Yeah, Skarsgård was so fucking good in this movie. Like, he was able to portray moments of like legit vulnerability at times, but also because Skarsgård's just a fucking hulking beast of a man already. Yeah. Like, the scene you see in the trailer, but you really see it in the villaging of the pillaging of the village. As I'm going to keep calling it. When he like jumps down to get the guy on the horse and he just pulls, and the way he walks, I'm like, fuck me. I would not want to be one of the guys in his damn way when he's fighting.
That's berserker mode, man. Like, that's just, seeing red. You don't even care who you're swinging the axe at. You're just swinging the axe.
Yeah.
Crazy. You can see the fury in his eyes. I loved all the random moments of like Norse gods popping up. Like, we saw fucking Odin at one point.
Yeah, well, and that's why I told you, and this really relates to how I think, because I just looked it up before we recorded this film right now. It unfortunately will probably fucking bomb at the goddamn box office. It's nowhere near its budget right now.
Both movies we're talking about are not doing well, which sucks.
Yeah, which again, for all you assholes, meaning like there's nothing original coming out, just MCU movies. Way to blow your fucking weekend of original films, assholes. Because you're already like, well, The Bad Guy, it's a family film. Awesome. There's literally 2 R-rated adult original films out, and you won't fucking watch them. So go fuck yourself. Can't say advertising, because they literally advertise the fuck out of these every goddamn film I went to go see this year.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, it, I love, this is what I was saying when like Eggers commits so hard and to making it to where, like, yes, this Norse stuff is in here, the Viking mythology is in here, and this is what I loved about it. For me, as someone who really loves this mythology, outside of Greek mythology, like, this is probably my second favorite. Like, Norse mythology is badass as fuck to me. The fact that he embraced it so hard, and he was like, I'm going to actually make it not just like mythology, but like it's real. Like, this shit is real to them. So like, you are actually seeing Valkyries, you're actually seeing Odin, like, all this shit's real in this world he created. I fucking loved it. But that's why when I texted you and I said, like, if you're not on board with what Eggers is doing as a general audience, you probably won't be on board with this movie because he is saying like, not only am I going to give you your revenge tale in my style, I'm also going to have it set an award where like this mythology is not mythology, it's real, like it's legit.
Well, that's exciting as hell, and I also love that Eggers doesn't fucking care. With the witch, he's very much telling his own story of a family either afflicted by a demon or afflicted by some, rotten ass corn. In The Lighthouse, we're watching two men completely unravel, or possibly one man unravel while watching another, spirit in the light. You don't fucking know. He's telling his own shit. He doesn't care if people get it or not, but he still manages to craft a very interesting, unique, exciting movie every time. And that's all I really care about. I mean, even if I can't understand what's going on, I'm still enjoying it. And that's what matters.
Yeah. And even then, like, I'd argue, like, this and The Witch, you can still follow because they're very straightforward stories. No. Only The Lighthouse, and he's even he was on, for the relaunched G4 and that, X-Blade and Attack the Show. He was on Attack of the Show in an interview for the Northman. And he'll admit that he did The Lighthouse as a way to experiment with doing a movie with almost no story. He's been very upfront about that. He doesn't give a shit. Like, he's not hiding it. He's like, no, that was my experiment to see what I could do without having a traditional story. But even then, like, to me, what I love about The Lighthouse on repeat viewings, for me, that movie is a look into insanity.
Yeah.
It's two men going insane. That's what the film is to me. But what's beautiful is that because he doesn't stick to a story, the film can mean many things to many different people.
Mm-hmm. I viewed it as watching a sea captain, drown and, kind of viewing, Neptune and Promethean fire and all this shit happening at the same time. Like, but then I watched it again and I'm like, this is a pretty straightforward tale of just two men losing their minds. It's different every time. And the Northman is one of those movies. It's just like, yeah, sometimes Odin and the Valkyries are going to show up. And it's just, that's going to happen. So you can either get on board or you can go see the bad guys.
Take your pick.
It's fine. I thought Bjork's weird little scene where she's like a witch was really creepy.
Yeah. I remember being like, why is Bjork in this movie? And then I saw the scene and I was like, okay, she actually does really good in this movie.
I feel like if you're going to make a movie that takes place in Iceland, you kind of have to have Bjork involved.
It's like a staple. Like, there is no way you can work around it.
Name another Icelandic celebrity.
Well, shit, you got me there.
Yeah. The what are some? I don't want to like. What are some really awesome moments?
I really love the way he first dismantled the whole operation at that farm.
Yeah, it was like a Count of Monte Cristo style elaborate revenge where he just took apart everything that mattered to them first.
That was so fucking badass. And I love how even the sword, again, that fancy stuff, right? They very much paint it as like, no, this is legit a magical sword because he legit got it from that fucking skeleton warrior. That was a fucking great scene. I love the humor. I love the fucking dark humor he put in there by having him take the head and shove it up his ass.
That whole thing feels so much like the Black Cauldron to you with the magic sword, that he finds. I wonder if there was some influence there. I hope there was.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like, I really get a lot of my inspiration from Disney.
I don't know. Tom Hardy can get inspiration from fucking Looney Tunes for Lawless. Another throwback. Go check out that episode of the Filmgazm podcast. Yeah. I thought, what was it? There was that moment where the one soldier couldn't fucking get the sword out of the hill.
Yeah.
So like that to me showed like, oh, so it's like Excalibur. It's a real magic sword that only he can use. Neat.
Yeah, only he's able to use it. Yeah, I just love the way he completely fucks her when he poisons them that one night with the hallucinogen, and like you see that one dude like stabbing himself. Shit,
that was nuts, dude. When he like killed all of the prince's like friends and like put their bodies, made a horse or something out of them on top of the cabin, and he's like, "Who did this?" Holy hell!
Yeah, because I love how he was smart enough to get into their favor with that game. when that dude was about to fuck the essentially, I guess in this version, right, the king or the chieftain, there you go, his son up, and he just comes out and whacks him on the head and beats the shit out of him.
I love that dude is gonna murder the prince right in front of the fucking chieftain, and like nobody was doing anything about it.
Yeah, I'm like, are we really you tell me you have someone that crazy enough on your squad that's like, I'm going to murder this kid right now to win a game? Jesus.
Bloodlust is real. I thought it was hilarious that Fjolnir's kingdom fell like a week after he killed Ethan Hawke, and he fled to Iceland and is like a goat farmer now. And that one guy's like, he killed his brother for nothing. He's like laughing at him like, loser.
Fucking dweeb.
I was not expecting the twist that Nicole Kidman was kind of the brains behind the whole thing.
I actually mentally called it in my head. I was like, she has another kid. I remember when they got to it and they were showing that they had their kid together and stuff. I was like, she's in on this. Like, there's no way in hell she's not in on this. And then like when they had that really creepy, and I didn't want to say anything when we were recording. It was when we talked about incest. I was like, I'm not gonna say shit. I was like,
when that happened the whole time, I started laughing because I'm like, it's gonna fucking come up. It's like, there it is again. God damn it.
It strikes again. I knew it was going to. I just didn't want to say anything. I was like, I'll let them experience it for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
My theater got very uncomfortable, to say the least. I could hear everyone be like, oh, I'm like, guys, come on, it's just a movie. It's Nicole Kidman. I'm like, you guys want it? I was like, but yes, it is gross because that's like literally he came out of her.
I'd love it if there was one guy in your theater in the back who's like, that's hot, like at full volume.
That's how I snap. That's my snapping moment.
I just see on the news like local man goes berserk in movie theater in Virginia, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that guy. Like, fuck.
Oh,
you're just like, it's gross as you're getting pulled out of the theater.
Why would you people do this?
It's not right. Well, yeah, that was and then he's like, I won't kill a woman, and then later on, right through the fucking chest.
Absolutely murders her.
Oh yeah.
I do like how like she was so fucking upfront about it. She's like, your father raped me. I never loved you, like, ever at any point. And if you do kill this man, I'm going to fuck you, and you will be my king, even though I birthed you. I'm having sex with you. And I'm like, wow, you laid down quite the gauntlet there, Nicole Kidman. Like, holy fuck.
Well, she also added, like, also, if you kill my other kids, like, I'm yours. And he was very much like, I can see in his eyes, he was like,
my mom has aged well.
I shouldn't.
I feel like that doesn't mean like she has aged well. She's still looking good.
Oh, God.
But I'm like, dude, you got Anya Taylor-Joy, like, calming down. I was like, Anya Taylor-Joy is not that bad looking. I think she's attractive. I was like, just go to her. It's fine. Go to her, dude.
Well, it was so wild for her to just be like, I hated your father, and I also ordered Fjolnir to kill you. So what are we going to do about this?
Dude, like, I'm telling you, like, the gauntlet, like, she literally like was like, okay, so I have a bag of information and there's a table. Let me just fucking laid it there like, your dad raped me. I hate you. I ordered the kill. I really hate that you're still alive. You're supposed to die too. And like, again, like you said, if you not only kill my husband, but you kill the kids too, looks like your fucking mom.
It really,
Jesus Christ.
That whole scene really twisted, make you think like, who's the real bad guy here? Because Fjolnir, murdered his beloved's captor and seemed like a decent leader, but also he was raping people too. It's like, it goes back to there are no fucking Viking heroes.
No, during that time it was kill or be killed, and that's what I think I kind of like that Edgar said. He was like, in a way, to me, it's that, again, that commitment to authenticity. Once he's saying like, look, I'm not giving you Gladiator, okay? Like, I'm not giving you that. I fucking love Gladiator.
Yeah,
great movie. He's like, but I'm not giving you a film that like. He's like, back then it was killed or be killed. Like they didn't give a shit back then. You know what I mean? Like it was a dog eat dog war back in that day.
Yeah. Sorry, you just reminded me of, something I can use for my thesis. Gladiator. Writing that down quick.
Are we really taking like a momentary pause for your fucking thesis on this recording right now?
You're goddamn right we are.
Oh my god, this is why it will never be a great show.
We are an awesome show. You know why? Because we're authentic. We're not pausing for it. Submit. You hear that? Hear that? That's the snapping of my journal rubber band. I just wrote it down.
God damn it. But yes, I appreciate in a way I appreciate his authenticity to not giving us clear cut good guys or bad guys. Like it's a morally gray area in everything they do.
Yeah, and in the end, there's not a happy Hollywood ending. It's not he decides to, he kills the bad guy and runs off into the sunset. It's, go birth my children. I have to finish this. Which is so true. But dude, a one-on-one naked sword fight in a fucking volcano.
It's pretty like badass if you ask me.
Yeah, I can honestly say that's something I've never seen before.
No. If anything, I would have upped it and had them be rock hard while this sword fight was happening.
I feel like all the blood was going to their heads. They were blood drunk. They can't be.
It's going to both their heads. Both their heads.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of heads, what a finale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude. Well, okay. So that death, and also, real quick, we're talking about that. The one death that really got me, that I really liked. I like the callback they did with it. Yeah. When he's the dude that he cut the nose off as a kid, fucking holds the sword against it, says his badass line that I can't remember because I've only seen the film once. I had to watch it
the
again.
dialogue is hard to recollect because it's basically like Shakespearean Viking dialogue, but you know what? Fuck it, it was cool.
Yeah, again, Edgar loves his authenticity. I love that he loves it, but I know it was badass what he said. And just plunges that shit through there slow.
Half the fucking sword into this guy's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my god!
I was looking around at people. There was a lot of squirming in my theater.
I had the biggest grin on my face.
I was just like, just making faces like, damn. I got into this.
I know. I think I drank my icy right after. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I had a root beer. Like, ooh, this is some movie. All these schmohawks are at church, and I'm watching Viking murder on Sunday morning.
Viking murder, lovemaking, and incest, all in one movie.
Yeah, I think at least 2 of those are in the Bible. So, anyway, I don't think there's any Vikings, but I'm pretty sure there's a fair amount of incest.
Oh, there's a lot of incest in the Bible. How do you technically, per the Bible, as someone who unfortunately grew up Catholic, to populate the earth, there's a lot of incest to populate the earth, but it was okay because we had to populate the earth. That's how they get around that. That's how the church gets around that shit.
That was true. It's amazing we're not all
How's that, Vice?
Hemophiliac, like mutant freaks.
Exactly.
We should all look like fucking Cronenbergs. So no, I don't believe in that. I believe in the Vikings. They have it.
No, I'm just saying. That's how that the incest story there. That's why, yes, it's in the Bible. Big time. It's majorly in the Bible.
Amleth and Fjolnir fight naked in a volcano, and they fucking kill each other at the same time.
Yeah. I honestly, like, if I was like, oh, but then I was like, makes sense.
Yeah, Fjolnir loses his head just like he did to Ethan Hawke, and Amleth gets stabbed in the chest just like he did to his mother. Poetic.
Very poetic.
Yeah.
And he finally gets to go to Valhalla. The Valkyrie pops up again. Great acting from the Valkyrie lady who does some hella screaming with her lungs.
Yeah, that was badass. Cool. We got to actually see like the gates of Valhalla. It's like, fuck.
Dude, we saw Odin. We saw the gates of Valhalla. I was like, what else do you want to show me, movie?
Great Odin's Raven. Saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was cool. This was, just an epic Viking saga that didn't feel, it's a hefty film, about 2 hours and 17 minutes, but you don't feel it. You get sucked into this thing and you just like, it works. I liked it.
I remember the few times where I was like, okay, we're getting to the climax, and they kept going. I was like, oh, sweet, fuck yeah. It was one of those few times where instead of me being like, oh no, we're not getting, oh, okay, we're still going. I was like, oh, sweet, more movie. Yes, keep going.
More movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I give it an 8, but I think with a couple more viewings, it'll probably go up.
Yeah, same. Right now it's at 8, but there's a very good chance it's going to stay at 9 because there's a very good chance, unless something really blows me away, this might make it on my top 10 for the end of the year.
Yeah.
I walked away really fucking happy. Eggers can do no wrong. I really hope he continues to get these movies, regardless of the financial, that hopefully the critical acclaim keeps carrying him and that he keeps getting to make these types of films. He is one of the most exciting voices. At the time, I would say just horror when it was just The Witch and the Lighthouse, but just in cinema now, thanks to the Northman and cinema in general. Very exciting voice to me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what 2-word movie starting with the he does next.
I really hope he just keeps doing it. Like that becomes his thing. It's just called the and then whatever else.
It was supposed to be the Nosferatu, but I don't think that's happening anymore, at least not immediately. So
the way he sounds, it might be about hopefully things turn around. But it's not. He's not even sounding positive because things keep setting it back for him.
Damn it. Well, I'm excited to see where he goes next. Like you said, he's one to watch out for. He's good.
Yeah, I remember when he came out with fucking The Witch, and then we got Hereditary, and him and Ari Aster both like these exciting new voices.
Yeah,
I can truthfully say there's one that stayed exciting for me, and one that I kind of stopped caring about.
Yep.
Yes, out of those two names.
Ari remade The Wicker Man and didn't tell anybody, and Eggers is keeping it fresh, which is nice.
Ari has made it abundantly clear he apparently really doesn't want to do a horror film. Even though his next one he's talked about sounds like horror, maybe not horror. I don't fucking know. I've heard jack shit from it for a while now.
Eggers does a crazy supernatural folk horror movie, does a descent into madness, the likes of which we've never seen. Somebody said, what are you going to do next? And he said, fucking Vikings. So
he's very upfront about what he's doing. He's like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I'm in his camp for good now.
Yeah. He's very straightforward. What are you doing? A folk horror film. Okay. And what's after that? A psychological horror film that's going to destroy your mind. Got it. Next, Vikings.
Okay. Care to elaborate on that? No.
Was it Vikings? Not, he was like, yes, I'm sorry. I'll elaborate. Ask the question again. What are you doing next? Viking. No, he's just like, fucking Vikings. That wasn't the elaboration. It's what you're getting.
Blood, guts, sword through faces, Ethan Hawke, that dude from Dracula. This is going to be cool.
He's like, blood, guts, incest, Anya Taylor-Joy. They're like, wait. Go back.
Odin is in the picture. Trust me on this.
You guys really like Skarsgård and True Blood? Wait till you see him in this movie.
Yeah. The blood gets truer, trust me. I just love picturing him going, trust me, at the end of everything he says to people. It's like, trust me.
Right? You think he says that to like his actors, like even Anya Taylor-Joy when Skarsgård asked her like about his directing, she's like, oh, you'll like him, trust me.
It just starts rubbing off on his regulars.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Fuck. So yeah, the Northman was fantastic.
Yeah, great fucking movie. And for those of, again, if you're bitching about not seeing anything original in cinema, fucking go see it.
No.
Or you still can. And Doctor Strange takes all the fucking screens.
All right. Next up, the unbearable weight of massive talent. This was absolutely hilarious. This is one of the funniest movies I've seen in years, one of the most unique films I've ever seen, and a fun movie. Definitely one of my favorites of the year thus far.
Oh yeah, I had really high hopes for this, and I was not disappointed.
No, not at all. Any Nicolas Cage fan worth his salt is going to love this. It's so close to being a full-blown mockery, but they dial it back just enough to when it becomes a celebration. And the fact that Cage is in on the joke makes it so much sweeter. I found out the backup plan. If Cage had turned this down, they were still going to make the movie, but they were going to have either Christian Bale or Daniel Day-Lewis somehow made up to look like Nicolas Cage.
That doesn't work nearly as well.
No, this would have been fucking horrible if they had somebody else play Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, it's like, no, you need Nicolas Cage playing himself.
Where do we even start with this movie? I guess the chemistry between Cage and Pedro Pascal makes this
they were
so
great.
much better. Pascal needs to do more comedies. He has such great timing.
I love how nervous he was to keep asking him about his script.
I love that the big reveal that he's not at all connected to the cartel stuff, that he wants to distance himself from that. He just loves movies.
Yeah, he's just a big movie buff. I love when they're naming their top 3 movies, and he finally, his third one, he goes, Paddington 2. He's like, are you fucking serious right now? Of all the movies, he's like, it made me cry the first time I watched it. And then I love the cutaway to them watching it and Nick Cage crying, going, Paddington 2 is fucking incredible.
I love at the end when he lets his daughter choose a movie and she's like, have you ever seen Paddington 2? And he's like, his heart skips a beat. I love when they were naming their top 3 and his first one was Face Off. And he's like, thank you. Oh my God. Oh, I love. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like Cage is actually like, because I know he's playing a fictionalized version of himself, but I feel like the movie buff part we saw in him, that's actually Cage. I feel like he is generally like that with movies.
I would not be surprised if his favorite movie really is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, I won't be surprised either, especially with how like open he is to doing genre stuff so much.
Mm-hmm. He recently came out and said like he's upset he doesn't get offered more comedies. And I was like, me too. Yeah, give Cage more comedies.
Yeah, his acting style fucking is perfect for it.
Dude, I would immediately jump this from an 8 to a 9 almost as soon as the film started, was his hallucinatory younger self.
Yes, from
Nicky.
the Wild at Heart era.
Yeah, who's just out of his fucking mind and kicking him and like making out with him. Just be like, you're Nick fucking Cage.
Nick Cage speech is good. Woo! Nick Cage speech is good.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This man was going out of his fucking mind. Oh my God. The de-age tech looked great in this.
I was like, is that really like Nick Cage? They just de-aged him?
I think it was, yeah.
I love the scene when like Pedro Pascal shows him his collection of memorabilia, and we get that Mandy shout out. I was like, yes.
Yeah, the chainsaw for Mandy. Mandy's a master. I looked up like everything that's in that shot. There's so much in that shot. Like the lottery ticket from It Could Happen to You is in there. It's such a crazy hodgepodge of Cage stuff.
Yeah, well, I love how like meta this film is, to the point that like to me, I felt like a lot of the dialogue they were talking about with him being like a movie star, like a blockbuster movie star, was very much referencing his days in Hollywood when he did Con Air, National Treasure, Face Off. Like he was Nicolas fucking Cage, like, and that like when they were talking about him doing more character-driven stuff and low budget stuff, I felt like that was them directly having their call out to Mandy, Mom and Dad, Pig, like his more recent run of like character-driven dramas and small obscure stuff. I feel like that's what they were doing.
Very true, but I also love that they didn't shy away from his, era of paycheck gigs. They were very much embracing that too and talking about all that. So like there were references to Stolen and fucking, Bangkok Dangerous, and like just everything he did has a shout out at this movie in some capacity.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
What if I momentarily, because of the LSD, forgets his own fucking prop when he sees the thing from The Rock? He's like, that's a really extra set of beats you have there. He's like, yeah, it's from The Rock.
I love it. It's like, put the bunny back in the box, right? the LSD scene that had me dying. Just them, their facial expressions in the car, just like half smile, half frown, not really sure what to do with their lips. Oh, when he texted Tiffany Haddish and is like, I'm currently on acid, and she's like, what the fuck? Oh man.
Have you seen Cruise 2? No, I'm 44 fucking years old. Why would I watch the Cruise 2?
I love when Pedro Pascal gave his speech, and the movie that changed his relationship with his father was Guarding Tess. Like the most weak white bread Cage film he could have picked. Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh, hilarious. I love the opening when he's trying to talk to the director about like joining his project. And was that David Gordon Green, or is he in it later?
David Gordon Green.
That was David Gordon Green. Okay, I heard he had a cameo, and I was trying to place him, but I don't know what he looks like.
No, that was David. I knew because he was on I've seen him before in interviews, and he was on The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
Okay.
Him and Jason Blum were on one of the specials to promote Halloween Kills. And yeah, that was David Gordon Green.
That's awesome. And Cage is like, I wouldn't read for you, but if you want me to, I'll read for you. All right, I'm gonna read for you right now. And he has an impromptu Boston accent that's fucking terrible.
Gordon Green's reaction. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's oh my god. I loved his relationship with his like ex-wife and his kid when he got drunk at his daughter's birthday party. It's like singing the song about the Grand Canyon.
I love the hoo-ah he does. Hoo-ha!
Just him just being himself was so funny. I love when he's like hungover and he doesn't want to go to the jungle or something, and the lady pulls the sheets off him and he's like, what why?
I love how he just walks into the pool to drink his fucking alcohol.
Just like floats to the bottom and Pedro saves him.
I like when Rachel Basco's acting out that scene on the cliff, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?"
That was great. When he tells him, like, I love the honesty in the fact that, like, if you retire, we all lose something so special to us. It's like I love that. This love of Nicolas Cage is something that transcends film itself. It's almost like a cult.
Yeah.
We all just adore this guy. We don't care if the movie sucks. We just love seeing him in it. And we'll follow him into hell. It's weird, but I would.
Yeah, it's like when he said that, I was like, no, don't you dare fucking retire, Cage. You will act until the day you die, you son of a bitch. Which luckily in real life, Cage has actually said he will do. He will never retire. He will keep acting until he essentially dies. So I'm like, hell yeah, Cage.
I love the guns from Face Off when he like steals them.
Are those my guns? No, they're my guns.
I love you. I love you. They become best friends. I love when they trade shoes. Like they're at fucking summer camp.
I like the awkwardness of the car right at first because they have that moment where they just approach each other. Like, we should take a drive. Yes, we should. And it's just really quiet and awkward. And then I love how when they're trying to run away from the bad guys in the shoes, and then Cage immediately starts insulting the shoes.
I love when he was supposed to knock out a guard with the finger stuff, and he wipes his forehead and he's like, I think I just rubbed my forehead. They're like, are you sure? He's like, I think so. He just falls over.
That whole sequence was great when he's trying to get into the other room.
Dude, when he passes out and she gets him up by going action. And he's like immediately like,
Trained thespian.
I love that he kept referring to himself as a thespian. Because he, like, you know, my training is just like your training, CIA guy. I love when the guys are, well, let's just throw away 5 years of intel because Nicolas Cage doesn't see it.
Let's just pack it up and go home, guys.
But he was right.
Yeah, he was. I'm like, oh my God, he's right.
Oh, man. I was laughing the whole time. This was so good. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, no, this was a wonderful film and an aptly titled film.
What a great name. I loved how the ending just kind of turned into the movie he wrote with Javi. And now it's Demi Moore.
I liked how he would pretend to be Sergio and he had that hideous fucking makeup and accent.
That was great. Oh, he looked so terrible.
Yeah, I like when he like has a gun on them. He's just like, "That's right, I'm Nicolas fucking Cage," and he's like has the gun on. Oh my God!
Oh my Lord!
And the fucking Boston line comes back to play in that scene. I'm like, God damn it!
Oh man! Oh, this was funny as hell. I saw it Friday. I'm trying to remember like specifics. I want to see it again. I want to own this as soon as I can.
Such a good movie.
Oh boy. Yeah, this was great. I give this a 9 out of 10. If I watch it 2 more times, it'll probably be a 10. This was wonderful. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah, this is a very high 8. It's probably going, if I guess a 9. It's 9 out of 10 for me as well. I'm not going to tease myself. This is everything that trailer promised. It is a celebration of one of the greatest actors of all time that has graced us with his presence on the screen, that is having fun with his persona, his career, and it's nice to see him in on the joke and having just as much fun with it. Yes, thank God, thank you for this Nicolas Cage. And again, for all you fucking assholes that are like, ooh, there's something original coming out. You got 2 different types. You got a comedy and you got a Viking epic. And because you are adamant that nothing original comes out, now they are both bombing. So thanks, guys.
I hope the critical praise for this is enough to give Nicolas Cage just another boost from Hollywood and critics and whatnot. Just I love when he succeeds.
We all do, and to me, this just continues this streak that's been going on since Mom and Dad. With that and Mandy, Willy's Wonderland, Color Out of Space, this Pig, this fucking strong train of films he's been doing recently.
Yeah, I'm so glad he changed his mind because Cage turned this down 3 or 4 times, and at first he almost tried to play Javi because he thought it'd be more meta to play his biggest fan than to actually play himself.
I wouldn't mind seeing that version of the movie.
He relented when Pedro Pascal was cast because he's like, "Ooh, I'd love to work with him." So, yeah, I love this.
Yes. Can we all say that? Can we agree that Pedro Pascal is one of the most underrated fucking actors working in Hollywood?
I think his stock has been rising substantially ever since The Mandalorian. So I think everyone's starting to recognize that.
Okay, thank God. Because I've liked this guy since the beginning. I just feel like this movie sells it more considering he's pretty serious on The Mandalorian, seeing him break out like this and really have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was fantastic.
I am Javi.
Nick Cage.
I like how they do it at the end. He does it somehow at the end. He goes.
I love when he straight up says, is this guy gonna want me to suck his dick or fuck his wife or watch me fuck his wife? He's like, no. Oh, shit.
Like how that's really in Neil Patrick Harris, NPH. I like how that's what he just immediately jumps to in that scenario. I like how, oh yeah, we also have a script, throw it out.
I love earlier when Cage calls him and he's like, that birthday party thing, and Harris is like, it's stupid. I never should have told you about it. He's like, I'll take it. It's gonna be great, Nick.
It's gonna be
So full of shit.
like when he takes him to that spot that he beat him with it, and he's like getting off on it. Or Cage just like in so much pain.
Ah,
Not that I went anywhere. Not that you went anywhere.
I love that constant callback. Just not that we ever went anywhere. Talking to himself. Nikki was my favorite part.
I was good. You know what, Nikki? I had enough. Get out. Just get out. And he just stops the car to let Nikki out of the car.
I found out that there was a deleted scene where Cage has kind of a Spider-Man No Way Home moment with Castor Troy, his character from Con Air, Leaving Las Vegas, and Wild at Heart, I think, like in his head. And it got cut for time, but Cage said it will be on the DVD.
Yes. First off, how dare you cut that for time? This movie's below 2 hours. And considering I've watched nothing but like 2.5 hour fucking movies for the last like 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I would have taken that extra time for that. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like a battle royale in his head of like conflicting personalities.
Oh, that would have been so great.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
All of them, especially Face Off, like Nick Cage with Con Air. That's my personal favorite. For me personally, I fucking love Con Air.
Did you see
Comparing
Castor
that-
Troy and Cameron Poe have any kind of interaction would be absolute dynamite.
Yes.
I also loved at the end when the kidnapped girl like wakes up and it's like, Nicolas Cage? What the fuck is going on?
Oh yeah, because she's watching Con Air at the beginning. I love how we just open with Con Air.
Yeah, I love how the song "How Do I Live" became part of the movie. Oh,
Funny. Back in the box.
what a celebration! Just of everything this dude's given us.
No other actor deserves a movie like this, in my opinion.
I'm so glad he's back. Not that he ever went anywhere.
And he never went anywhere. He's Nicolas fucking Cage.
Oh, that
Come on.
at the end of that.
Yeah, I love the woo ah.
Cage. I can't believe this movie exists. I just love that this is an actual tangible thing I got to see.
Makes me so happy.
Oh, that was fun. Okay. Time to sign off. Thanks for listening, everybody. Follow us on the socials if you like what we do. Check out our email, filmgazm@gmail.com. And check out the website, filmgazm.com. You know the deal. It's in the description. You know what to do. Next week, all we're getting is another Liam Neeson action movie, Memory. It's all but guaranteed to bomb. So we're going to get creative.
I love how we had the high this week and immediately, you want to know Liam Neeson action area that he's done since Taken? Not really.
Nothing had the balls to come out anywhere near Doctor Strange.
No.
So we're going to think something creative, do something fun, countdown or something. More on that next week. This week, don't miss Red Dragon on Wednesday's Filmgazm, Hannibal Rising on Fridays Beyond the Bad, and the 100th Oscar Sunday on The Silence of the Lambs. Have a great week. Keep watching movies.